Yo, what's poppin', man? Welcome back to the channel. This is a follow-up from the previous video that I just uploaded, man. The Jacksonville Sheriff Department decided to speak out on the situation of that cop punching that 22-year-old male in the face. And honestly, bro, I don't think this is going to go well for him. I don't think it's going to go well for the department or the city, because I'm really hoping that this dude lawyered up and got him a good lawyer. I really don't appreciate, I mean, honestly, they wasn't going to put a white face out there. Honestly, he's the, I think he's the sheriff, or he might be the, I don't know. We're going to find out who he is. We don't know who he is right now. But anyways, with that being said, let's find out. For real.
With resisting arrest without violence.
Yep.
But there was, when I go back and look at the other video, from the cell phone video,
Yeah.
I can understand the officer punching the window out. But what I don't understand is, and I know you said that this was not ruled criminal, sucker punching the guy in the jaw.
First of all, let me stop you. No.
First of all, let me stop you. Wait, hold on. First of all, let me stop you. How you gonna stop me in the middle of my question? This is what this is politics right here, all right? This is all politics, bro. We're conducting an investigation. The public is now investigating the department, and this is what the news outlets is for. This is why we have news, because when something goes unjust, we need outlets, meaning we need a bigger voice to be broadcast, in a sense. And that's why we have news. If you don't know, news isn't just about the weather. News isn't just about the latest event going on in your city, the baseball games and bullshit like that, the nonsense. News was really created for journalists to find out the truth about a lot of bullshit that be going on in cities, bro. It's a lot of unsolved crimes because the department don't want to do their job. Simple as that. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff goes on, so they can't be everywhere in one place. So it's kind of hard to really say. But at the end of the day, for him to say that, I really feel like, come on, bro, you could have let this man finish his question. Let's get back to it.
I'll sucker punch.
What?
I'm not excusing that administratively. I'm going to say that to you one more time. I'm not excusing that administratively. There are things that we definitely need to look at. But the context of this video should tell you everything you need to know.
What?
Well, I take it. It looks like it's a sucker punch because he's looking straight. And you see this,
right?
Okay, and then you see them pull him out, and you see a couple of punches to the face.
Yeah.
Now, again, I understand breaking the window, but they charged him with resisting arrest without violence. So I saw a lot of violence. I think the public saw a lot of violence against somebody that was not violent.
Well, first of all, Eric, don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw this.
No. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're not going to narrate the story. We know the story. The story is he sucker punched this man multiple times. He assaulted this man. And for you to be doing this job, for you to be standing there, a married man, I hope a man of God, you're wrong, bro. Like, you're so wrong, bro. Like, it's sad that you can even stand there. You're a coward, bro. That's a coward shit to say. That's some coward shit to say, bro. Let me say that again. That's some coward shit to say. And let me say this again, bro. We live in America, bro. You're not going to take away my freedom of speech, bro. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that, bro. Like, we as Americans got to understand, bro. Like, we have rights. Stop playing with us, bro. What was the whole point of the Declaration, bro? What was the whole point of 1776, bro? What was the point, bro? What was the point? Okay, my point exactly, bro. Like, if you understand this, at the end of the day, everybody has rights. They got civil rights and they have human rights. And when they violate it, justice should be served. And this was a violation of his civil rights and his human rights, bro. Stop playing.
Same video as you saw.
Oh.
So what we're doing, what I'm saying is,
bro,
that it is what it is. This is the information that...
Bitch, it ain't it, bro. It is what it is. All right, man, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to let the man say what he got to say, all right?
I want to share with the public, in context, without a short clip. It's very important to do that,
bro,
because it provides a lot of information to the public.
And you brought up
It's important, let me finish. It's important for the people to know that you don't you're not allowed to resist a police officer when he's doing his lawful duties. It's been dealt with several different times. You don't resist when you're doing your lawful duties. You don't deserve to get violated, but you deserve to get what's necessary to get you under control and get you and take you into custody.
Sheriff,
So I'll leave there. I'll go with. Go ahead.
One of the
Jake.
discrepancies people were seeing between the police report and what we saw in the video.
This man think we
what saw in
stupid,
that
bro.
Video was the allegation that McNeil had reached down for the knife. That was in the police report. But
Where'd you see? What police report did you see that in?
in the arrest report for McNeil, that was stated.
He talking about what report did you? The one that was filed by your department, the one that the officer filed. What are you talking about, dude? For you to even say what report? For you to even say what I'm no lawyer, y'all. I'm not a lawyer, okay? But common sense is common sense, and obviously common sense isn't common. But here we are. Here we fucking are, bro. The fact that this man all right, enough ranting.
That the officer saw him, reach for the knife that was on the floorboard. The video that was posted to social media, and even in there, I couldn't see any clear indication of that. I mean, do you see that when you're watching this?
No, actually, I don't see where his hands are. I can't assume, Jake. No one can assume. We operate off facts and facts alone. I can't make assumption. All I can go by when I read those things is what's stated in the report. I'm not saying whether it's true or whether it's not. I'm saying no one sees his hands at that point. He says, put your hands up, then his hands come up. But it was after the strike to the face. Like I said, again, I'm not trying this case in front of the public. I'm trying to give the public the information in context of what happened. No one saw his hands at that point. Don't know what happened from there, but that's part of the investigative process. Yes, ma'am.
So did officers take custody of the cell phone that he was using to record the incident?
Yes. Put it in the property room.
That also was not included in the report.
But he got it back with all the information still on it.
Okay, so obviously there's some BS going on in the department. For the simple fact is, this lady just asked a question, and the question was the phone put in the report? And they said no, but he got all his stuff back with all the information on it. Now, being that they didn't report that, ain't no telling what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, we operating off facts. So facts of the matter is that he still was able to get the video out there. So that's a good thing.
So can I get back to the sucker punch?
The young lady back there had a question. We can get back to you in a second, Eric.
So did this incident rise to a level that a response to resistance report was generated?
Yes.
Has that been reviewed? And it's still under review? What was the outcome?
So here's the process. When force is used, a response to resistance report is written. It goes to the supervisors. The supervisors then, at that point, review body cam footage. So they would have reviewed this. But you can't see, admittedly, you can't see the strike at all. So it's very difficult. Had they seen that, it probably would have risen to another level to where somebody else would have gone further. Which is why we didn't really know at that time that all this had taken place. I'm a big believer in being honest and upfront. And if something like that happens, I'm going to tell you about it, like everything else that we've done. But it's very important to make sure we get this stuff out here in context so folks can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, what are your thoughts on the video that was posted on social media and here's that one of the officers kind of turns off, the video turns off what's being recorded. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that he turned it off. I know that at some point we stopped it, but we wanted to make sure you got a chance to see both views from the officers that were dealing with him publicly, talking to him face to face. At some point it does turn off, but usually when the interaction's over is when that happens. And that's why we're still looking. That's why we look at the entire process. That's why we check for JSO policy violations. I can't give you right now whether they turned it off at the right time or at the wrong time. This is my opportunity to share the information with the public, right? And so now we still continue to refer to the social media video when I just showed you body cam videos with much more information. Let's acknowledge that because that's important. The importance is I'm showing you the video, the body cam video from the entire incident from start until they had to turn it off, or we stopped it for time, for time's sake.
Do you know if McNeil ever filed a formal complaint?
He did not. He did not.
Never came up.
He never filed a formal complaint, which we'd have been all over it, had that been the case. But he did not. Go ahead, Eric.
So, I just want to get back to the punch. And this is just be a yes or no question.
Wait, Eric, are you going to tell me how to answer a question?
I'm just keep it simple.
All right, go ahead.
Was it appropriate for the officer to punch this guy in the jaw after he'd already broken the window? Was that yes or no? Was that appropriate?
It depends on the circumstances. But it's already determined it's not criminal. Now we're going to look for JSO policy violations. How about that? Is that good?
Well, if a civilian did that to another civilian, they would be in handcuffs.
No, not necessarily.
What?
It depends on the circumstances, the situation. I know that's how you want it to be. I know there's a tendency to want to be some massive cover up that is not. That's why I'm here. I stand up, we talk to you about what happened, we give you what we can give you, then.
We give you what we can give you. Understand what he's saying, y'all. We give you what we can give you. So really, you can give me anything, really. I mean, we give you what we can give you, bruh. At the end of the day, a sucker punch is a sucker punch. And what the reporter is talking about, if somebody went out, right, you out in public, I'm standing in a line at Walmart or some bullshit, and somebody immediately sucker punched me. I'm not paying attention to him. I don't know him, and I just get sucker punched. And I decide to file an assault charge, right? That person is going to go to jail because they assaulted me, all right? Same rules should apply for officers, especially if it was a non-criminal type of situation, which leads to the JSO investigation and the policy violation. So, yeah.
It's up to you guys to report it. But
do you think the public is going to buy that?
I don't know. My point is,
Do you think the black community is going to buy it?
don't use the black thing. Don't use, I'm a black man. Wait, hold on, Eric, hold
You're a black man, but
on. Hold on, stop for a second. Because you're trying to be incendiary, and this is not the time for it. This is me sharing information with our public, right? The whole statements about the black issue. I wouldn't work here if we're after black men.
Ha! Well, Mr. Sheriff. Actually, you would be working there. You would. Let's just be honest. Let's not forget history, bro. And history repeats itself, bro. And let's be honest with you. Let's just be honest, bro. They put you up there so you can calm the black people down, bro. So you can make the black people feel okay. Let's not make this shit, bro. It was just an officer in a whole nother county in Florida talking about y'all popping people dead on sight. Y'all are making moves. The departments, look, at the end of the day, officers got to do what they got to do to protect the roads and the streets and the people and the public, okay? Because if not, it'll be chaos. So I understand why there is police in place. One thing I do want to say is that everybody's a human and everybody make mistakes. And this officer made a big mistake. He did something that he shouldn't have done, and there should be somewhat justice behind it because at the end of the day, that's just what it is, right?
Or black people, period. I can tell you he wouldn't. I can tell you any other African American or black male or female that works here wouldn't work here if our black citizens are under siege. Not the case. Not at all. Been alive probably a little bit longer than you have. Haven't had any of these issues. You know why? Because if I was ever stopped by the police, which I was when I was a young man, and they asked me to do something, I did it. It's simple. Simple compliance. It doesn't rise. It doesn't get out of control. That stuff doesn't happen then. Do as we ask you to do. If you don't like the word compliance, just do as we ask you to do then, so that we can get finished. Then you tell us about it if you feel like your rights were violated, and we can deal with it. That's the way it should work, every single time. Yes, ma'am.
The officer that's been charged with authority, does he have a disciplinary history at all?
Not that I know of. We'd have to look, but I don't think so.
Not that you know.
We'll get you that answer.
What about the
Anyone
public?
else?
Any idea how long this internal investigation may take?
It's hard to tell, but we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. There are other cases working, but we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible because we want to, like I said, we want to share as much as we can, as quickly as we can, because it's that important. Good? All right, thanks, y'all.
Alright, man. So y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all thoughts is on it. You know what I'm saying? A reporter brought up some good questions. I feel like a little bit more questions could have been brought into place. You know, such as like what will happen to the officer, what has happened to the officer since that incident. Was he put on administrative leave? You know, was he suspended without pay? What exactly happened? And the fact that they don't know the behavioral history of this officer, which they should know of all officers when speaking to the public. And I think that the sheriff spoke on some good points about how like compliance is important when you're dealing with police, as I say in a lot of videos. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm going to comply. Like it's not no sucker shit. It ain't no F the police, nothing like that. It's all based off scenarios and cases with me. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like my rights are being violated, then obviously I'm going to take it to the next level of filing a formal complaint and getting a lawyer involved. But if I get pulled over by the cops and I feel like, you know, the situation can be handled very simple, I'm going to comply. Simply just do what they say, you know, just because at the end of the day, they're doing their job. That is their job. Their job is to go out and patrol and to serve and to make sure nobody's breaking the law or doing anything criminal, right? Understandable. I get it. But in this situation, the lady asks, you know, what about his behavioral history? From what it looked like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? This could have been one of his days. Like I said in the video, he could have had a crash out day. This could have been one of his days that he was just fed up with, you know, people just taking cops as a joke. And a lot of cops feel that way. You know, cops do feel that way. Don't get it twisted. Cops do feel like, damn, people just take us as jokes, bro. Like, we the police. Like, y'all supposed to respect us. Like, we standing up for something that's right. And they got a point, but also the public has a point. You know what I'm saying? The people should have a voice, and the public should be able to determine what's necessarily fit for both people, because you should be judged by your peers. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see if this get taken to trial. I'm going to try to keep up with this. Hopefully it continues to pop up on my feed. With that being said, man, I really appreciate y'all watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, turn on post notification. I'll see y'all in the next one. Yeah.
Fuck your questions, I'm a boss. I used to take hella losses. Now broke niggas keep your distance. I ain't got